loud for you guys? Good Lord. It came on pretty strong there, pretty hot, coming out of the gates hot today. What? There we go. Okay. Let's see. It's Memorial Day weekend, long weekend for those of us in the U.S. And is Canada? Canada has their own Memorial Day weekend. Anyway, we celebrate this every year as an honor to those who gave their life in our military. And there's a variety of starts of the Memorial Day tradition. It was used to be called Decoration Day. That's, in fact, when I was growing up, that's how my parents referred to it, as Decoration Day. But anyway, I think we just honor those who have come before us. How about that? Make it simple. My name is Bill Caskey, and I am live pretty much every Friday with you. And I'm looking forward to today because I'm going to talk about something that I have seen and witnessed, and it's called, I'm titling it, Where Are You Taking Me? And the implication here is that you, as a professional, as a sales professional, as a business owner, as an account manager, you are in the change business. You are in the guiding business. You help people go from where they are to where they want to be. I consider myself in the transformation business. Now, it's a little bit easier for me because I actually can make a case that if you come through one of our programs or you engage with me, your life will be different because I've just seen it. I've got content. I'm going to share a couple things with you today. Now, you may be in a business that's not that quite readily accessible for an understanding of transformation. You know, if you're selling markers to a retail store, I'm not sure how you're transforming the buyer's life. But you might be making it easier. You might be making him or her more money by your markers and by how you merchandise them and how you sell them and how you track them. I mean, there's different ways to transform. It doesn't always have to be some kind of a monumental life change. But one of the things I find that people struggle with is the idea of being able to communicate that transformation. So if you're in a high ticket sale, let's say high ticket is 10K or above, and I've got clients that are in the $1 million sale business. I've got one who is in the $3 million sale business, but most people are high ticket. We're not selling markers, in other words, although that's not a bad thing. We all use them. You need to figure out a way to clearly communicate your value of transformation. See, what we typically do is we communicate our value by the stuff we offer, by the services, by the list of deliverables. And that's okay, but I'm not sure that really matters to the customer. I want to know when I sign up for a program or buy a thing, I want to know, where's it going to take me? So where are you taking me is the title today. I think your customer asks you that. And if you don't know how to answer that for yourself, if you literally do not know where you're taking people, it's going to be very difficult for you to communicate that message. Now, I know we all love to sell, we love to convince, we love to persuade, and we love to get in the action. But if you haven't done work up front that focuses around what's the transformation you offer, then I think it becomes very difficult. So I've had this happen so many times. In fact, I had a client a couple of weeks ago who I just started with. We just started our work, and I was talking to the VP of sales, and I said, "Well, tell me where do you take your customer? What's the transformation you take them on? What's the journey that you're going to guide them along, and what's the result?" And he said, "You know what? I'm embarrassed to say I haven't thought about it that way before." He says, "I know we do good work. I know a lot of our customers really need us, but our closing percentage is not great. We spend a lot of time on proposals, and we get probably 10 to 15% of them. And every time we get asked to do a proposal, I can see in our team's eyes oh God, here we go again." So he said, maybe if we got better at communicating that, we would either A, do fewer proposals, or B, get a higher percentage of them. And he hasn't seen it yet because we're just 2 weeks in, but I believe he will. And so here's what we're going to do today. I want to share with you a couple of reasons why this is important. Then I want to get right to the map, what you can do to make this happen. You wouldn't follow someone on a long guided path. Like if you're on a mountain climb, or you're on a long journey through the Appalachia, or whatever you're doing, if you've got a guide, any performance that requires a guide, you would not believe that guide if they say to you, you know what, I think we'll get there. I mean, I've got a pretty good idea. Well, guide, do you have a map? No, I don't have a map. It washed out the last avalanche we had. I lost it. That wouldn't be very reassuring, would it? But you wouldn't trust that guide. You would say, whoa, hang on a second. I'm taking my life in my hands. I just paid you $1,000 to guide me through this trail, and you don't have a map? No, but I've been on it a few times. I kind of know it. You wouldn't have confidence. It's not any different than you going to a doctor where you have a serious procedure you've got to have. If you really trust your doctor because he or she has laid out, here's what's going to happen, here's how it's going to work, here's what the surgery looks like, here's how long you'll be in surgery, here's what happens the day you get out, here's what happens in the next 3 to 6 months, here's what your rehab looks like, and in 1 year, you're going to be not only back to new, you're going to be better than new. I'm good. Let's go. But if as many doctors don't do, they don't give you that recipe. They don't give you the formula. They don't give you the journey. And I think you're the same way as a sales professional or business owner, that you've got to have the journey charted out. So when someone invests in your offer, they invest in themselves, but they're investing in your offer. What does their life look like when it's over? Have you thought about that? Have you given that any thought? I think you should. And it could be something as simple as just jotting down a few bullet points. In my business, what does life look like when a sales professional comes through our 2X program? They are much more confident in virtually every situation because we've reframed and refocused their mind around what's real and what's true, not what's imagined. Their income goes up, sometimes significantly, sometimes incrementally, but regardless, they 10X their investment easily. They become more empowered in the sales process. They become more clear about where they need to go and how they need to get their prospect there. So there's lots of things that happen transformationally. You need to do the same thing. So then there is a missing map. You've heard me talk about the idea of a roadmap. In fact, let me share with you one here that I pulled up just for you. Can you all see that? I hope you can. This is what we call the 2X roadmap, and it's really a pathway from where you are to where you want to be. And the idea here is that I can help you 2X your business. You don't believe that, of course, because you haven't seen the map yet. You haven't seen me and you haven't seen actual results. But I find that when I share this with people who are considering our program, it becomes crystal clear to them that they know that I have a plan. And on the left side, you'll see current reality. This is the pain and the discomfort and the dilemma that people are in. I wish I would enlarge this, but I didn't. And on the right side, you see what's the transformation? What's life going to look like? This is a good way to think about it. What's life going to look like when it's done, when it's complete, it's implemented, whatever it is in your world, when the offer is done and completed? What does their life look like? If you haven't thought about that, then it becomes hard to build a map to that. I find that a lot of times we build a map of process and procedure, which is okay. The map of the sales process, that's okay. But I want to build a map of the solution process. That's really what they want. They want to know, where are you taking me, which is the title of today. Did I tell you that? And how generally are you going to get me there? So when I share this roadmap with somebody and they say, hey, well, tell me about the messaging part, I don't go into detail on that. I said, look, it's not time. It's not time. I want you to know that when you come out of that messaging section, you're going to have your unique message so well constructed, so well built, so well crafted, and you're going to be able to deliver that. And people will either say, I want no part of that, or tell me more, because your message should always be polarizing. Should either be attracting or repelling. If it's a beige message and everybody just goes, meh, then it's not a good message. But I don't go into detail about how to do it, and you shouldn't either. So building the roadmap of some kind is one of the steps to this process. And if you can do that and they can understand where you're taking them, everything gets better. So what's the path forward here? Again, this is not really about better sales technique. It's not about sales training or coaching. It's really about understanding the transformation that you are going to take them on. What does the journey look like, but where are they going to end up? So let's talk about 5 steps here that I find to be useful to help you get there. So number 1, I call it, and I'm just re-showing this here, the A-B map. Current reality is A, future possibility is B. This is a simple A-B map. Where are you going? Where do you want to go? Now, sometimes you can say to the prospect, where do you want me to take you? Or what's the outcome you want from this? And they will be crystal clear about it. But a lot of times they don't know. I used to work with a consulting company that sold large ticket enterprise stuff. And they were so good at what they did, but they struggled with communicating the value because they never really got to this part. And once we helped them get to this part, they would go in and ask the prospect, as a result of working with us, now that we know a little bit more about, what the problems are, what the issues are, what you're wanting to work on, where do you want this to end up in a year or two? They were unable because they weren't in the business that these guys were. So these guys would ask the question, and then they would come back and say, is it okay if I share with you where I think I can take you? I can't promise we're going to go there, but generally, this is what I've seen our clients experience after having worked with us for a year. Can I share that with you? And they always like, yes, you need to help me. So sometimes you have to shape that conversation, that transformational conversation. So step number one is the A-B map. Here's an example of that, point A to point B. Now, Bill, do you need 9 steps? No, but I've got 9 steps. Some people would say, well, that's too many. No, not for me. 9 steps. If you can't handle 9, then you're probably not going to get to 2X. And these 9 don't take that long, but there are 9 steps. All right, step 2. I think you have to identify those transformational markers, meaning, is it a transformation of result like revenue? Is that one of the markers? Is it a transformation of result on terms of saving time or muss and fuss and stress? Is it a stress reliever? Is that what you help people do? Is it a confidence builder? Do you help people after they get through your process? Do they have more confidence, or they have a different level of confidence, different kind of confidence? So you got to understand, what are the transformational markers? What are the currencies of your transformation? Time, energy, confidence, money. Money's a big one because at some point you're going to need to charge for your goodies. You're going to charge for them. And so therefore, at some point, they're going to make a decision. Is it worth what I'm going to pay for this? If you sell a $50,000 thing, then at some point they're going to be saying, well, I'm going to spend 50. What am I going to get back? And that's part of the transformation. You could even say, typically when people invest 50K, they'll generally get back 50K within 90 days, 150K within 9. You can go on. Now, a lot of times people say, but I don't want to promise. Yeah, I know you don't want to promise, but you can say generally, here's what we find people benefit by. Number 3, I want you to create this is called envisioning the journey. I want you to create a simple roadmap like I did. So document point A, current reality, document point B, and then document the steps along the way. We used to have, and we still have, a roadmap that had like curves and winding and streets. It was more of a traditional roadmap, and it felt a little much. It felt like, straight line, baby, straight line. Now, some of these things are bigger than others, but so we would talk about that. But generally, it's a straight line. I want you to document this. Travis created this. Travis from our office, he does a great job with graphics, but you can go to Fiverr. You could go to, not Fiverr, Canva, and look up, search. It's $10 a month. Actually, I think there's a free account, and just have it and build it yourself. Don't rely on your marketing department. Marketing departments, you're going to, and I'm not opposed to marketing departments, but marketing departments will go through all this process and you'll lose interest. And at some point, 6 months from now, you'll say, where did that thing ever end up? Oh, it's still sitting on marketing director's desk because he's not sure of the compliance of the blah, blah, blah. No, just go do it yourself. Don't get permission, get forgiveness. Just do it. Just do it. Say, look, here's what I'm doing. Here's what your marketing department say. Okay, thank God it saved us the energy. We don't have to do that now. So envision the journey, build a roadmap. Number 4 is you got to test it. Take it out. Field test it. talk to people and say, hey, look, here's what I'm doing. Here's the kind of work that we do. You could even test it on non-prospects. Test it on some of the people in your business or in your company or strategic partners or anybody. It doesn't have to be a prospect, but I think you should at least test it on prospects too. Say, look, let me tell you what it looks like to work with us. Here's where typically we take people and deliver this. This is a good message. And then step 5 is just become the guide. Just become the guide. Become the person who guides someone from point A to point B. So you got point A, point B, you got the map, you've got the vision, the visual, and now all you need is your attitude. You've got to have the mentality of guiding. And if people suddenly say, oh, I don't want to go there anymore, then the whole map doesn't work. And I've had this happen before where people, they're very clear about where they want to go. And then when it starts to get into money and time investment and commitment, they get cold feet or they get resistance. So you just have to come say, look, maybe we need to redraw the map. So it doesn't sound like you really are committed to getting to a 2x your business. And if you're not, that's fine, but this map is not appropriate anymore. That's how you take control of the sales process, not by clever moves and one-liners and manipulation. You control the sales process because the map is the control. The map is the control. It's got the destination where the person wants to go, maybe with your help, maybe not. You got the roadmap. Do you want me to help you or not? If you don't, tell me that and I'm out of here because I've got too many other people to serve. So hopefully that has been helpful today. I think it's important that we understand where we're taking people. I'll put the slide up here again. I designed this slide. This is a Canva slide. Not bad, is it? I mean, literally, I didn't do anything other than change the words. Where are you taking me? Your buyer wants to know. They want to know. They're dying to know where you can take them. And if you're not telling them, you're leaving them empty. You're leaving them empty. So if you want to get a hold of me, you can. If you want to schedule a call, let's see. No, that's not it. There it is right there. If you have a team or want to talk, I'm fine to do that. Schedule a call with Caskey. I've had a couple of you reach out here in the past couple of weeks. I'm pretty easy to talk to and work with. I just always want to know what are you trying to accomplish, and I'll tell you how we can help you. And if you're game, great. If you're not, no worries. Got a lot of people to serve. So I never am in a hurry or attached to anything. It's just really a conversation that will help us decide. So I hope this has been helpful for you. Leave a comment. Do we have any comments? David, Mike. Oh, looks like we got a lot of people on. Okay, good. Sorry, I didn't look at the comments, but David Lewis, Mike Cubbins, Nick Jarvis. Okay, good. Let's see. I don't know what that means, but awesome. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. See you.